Hello, third grade, and welcome to lesson 9-4. So in this lesson, we're going to focus on using partial differences to subtract. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our short video lesson and then go over our notes, guided practice, and examples together.
How can you use partial differences to subtract? At the end of the fourth round of a game of Digit Derby, Marco's score was 462 points. During the fifth round of the game, Marco loses points. What is Marco's score at the end of the fifth round? Find 462 minus 181. What is a good estimate for the problem?
Select your answer.
Place value can help you break a subtraction problem into smaller problems. Count back by hundreds, tens, and ones. Start at 462. Count back 100 to 362. Break apart 80 into 60 and 20 to make it easier to subtract. Count back 60 to 302. Count back 20 to 282. Count back 1 to 281.
Okay, so let's stop and take a look at what they did here. Now, when you're subtracting on a number line, we're usually going in place value order. So we subtracted the hundreds first because that's easy. 462 minus 100 is 362. Now, the reason they split apart 80 into 60 and 20 is because 362, it's easy to take away the 60 because we know that'll zero out the tens place, and then to take away the additional 20. So that's the reason they split that one apart. So when you're counting backwards on a number line, take a look at the digits in those different place values, and you can make adjustments like that when you need to. You're still staying within the same place values that you're working on. You're just taking it apart in pieces.
You can record this as partial differences. 362, 302, and 282 are partial differences. At the end of the fifth round, Marco's score is 281 points. The score is close to the estimate of 300. The difference is reasonable.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our notes and our guided practice for this lesson. Now, our lesson 9-4 used partial differences to subtract. How can you use partial differences? So you can use place value and number lines to help you subtract numbers. We're going to start with our largest place value to subtract and then move down into the smaller place values. So the example that I gave you here was 738 minus 523. So on my number line, I'm going to start over here at 738, and I'm going to be making jumps backwards because I'm subtracting. Now I want to take away the hundreds first. So I can take away 500. 700 minus 500 is 200. So 738 minus 500 is 238. And then I took away my hundreds. So then I need to take away my tens. I have a 20 here. So 238 minus 20. So 30 minus 20 is 10. So 238 minus 20 is 218. And then I need to take away my ones, which is the 3. 218 minus 3 gave me 215. So the first thing I did was I subtracted, or I broke apart my 523 into its individual place values. So 523, I broke it apart into 500 plus 20 plus 3. And then I subtracted in order from largest place value to the smallest place value. So my 738, I subtracted off that 500 first, which gave me 238. So that's when I subtracted the hundreds. And then I needed to subtract my tens. So 238 minus the two tens, which was 20, got me down to 218. So now that I'm at 218, I need to subtract off the remaining ones. So 218 minus 3 ones gave me 215. So 738 minus 523 gave me 215. Now let's take a look at another example together. So in this example, the numbers that I used are 455 minus 182. So 182, I broke it apart into 180 and 2. Now I'm going to break apart that 80 into 50 and 30. Since there's a 5 in the tens place here, instead of trying to take 80 away right away, I'm going to take away the 50 first, and then I'll take away the other 30. Because the number, like we said, in 455 tens place is a 5. So that's going to make it easier to subtract. So what I did was I took my 182, I broke it up into 100 plus 50 and 30, which makes that 80, plus 2. So I'll start here at my 455. I'll take off my hundreds first. So minus 100 is 355. Then I'm going to take off my 50, which is 305. 305 minus 30 is 275. 275 minus those remaining 2 ones is 273. So here you can see what I did. 455 minus 100 got me to 355. 355 minus 50 got me to 305. 305 minus 30 got me to 275. And then 275 minus 2 got me to 273. So here you can see everything that I did. I was able to show my work step by step so that you're able to follow it. I explained my thinking, and then I solved. Now let's take a look at another example. For this example, we have 145 minus 132. So I'm going to start over here at my 145 on my number line. I took my 132 and I broke it into its individual place values, so 130 and 2. First, I took off the 100, so 145 minus 100 gave me just 45. 45 take away 30 gave me 15, and 15 take away 2 gave me 13. So 145 minus 132 left me a difference of just 13 for this one. Now for our guided practice, the first question says, why do you need to record each number you subtract at each step? So why are we doing this? Why are we writing down what we're subtracting? Well, you need to record which numbers you subtracted so you don't lose track and make a mistake. You don't want to accidentally skip a number or subtract the same number twice, because then it's going to mess up your answer. So recording it and writing down which parts you took away help you to keep track of the numbers so you don't make a mistake. Number 2 says, Anna is trying to find 634 minus 210. She decides to start by subtracting 10 from 634. Do you agree with Anna? Explain. So if I'm looking at my numbers, yes, she can absolutely start by subtracting 10, because 634 minus 10 is going to give me 624. She can subtract the hundreds after that. So she can do 624 minus the 200 and get to 424. So yes, her strategy does work. For number 3, it says find 374 minus 236 and estimate. So over here, I rounded to the nearest 10. So 374 rounded down to 370, 236 rounded up to 240. So 370 minus 240 gave me an estimate of 130. So my answer is supposed to be close to 130. So if I'm starting at 374, I need to break apart the 236. So 236, I broke it up into 200 plus 30. Now the 6 over here, I broke up the 6 into 4 and 2. Why did I do that? Because over here, there's a 4 in the ones place. So it's easier to take away the 4 and zero it out and then take away another 2. So let's see how we did this. 374 minus the 200 right there got me to 174. 174 minus the 30 got me to 144. 144 minus that group of 4 got me down to 140. And 140 minus 2 got me to 138. So 374 minus 236 was equal to 138. And for number 4, which is our last question here, we had to find a difference of 369 and 175. Now here I rounded to the nearest hundreds. So 369 rounded up to 400, 175 rounded up to 200. So 400 minus 200 was equal to 200. So my answer needs to be close to 200. Now, since I'm taking away 175, I'm going to break that one apart. So I'm going to break it apart into 100 and 70 and 5. Now, in 369, there's a 6 in my tens place. So instead of trying to take away 70 all at once, I'll break it up into taking away the 60 first and then taking away the group of 10 before I get to the 5s. It makes it a little bit easier to work with. So 369 minus the 100 got me down to 269. See, 269. 269 minus 60 got me to 209. 209 minus 10 got me down to 199. Then 199 minus my 5 ones got me down to 194. So 369 minus 175 got me to 194. And you can see over here, if I stacked and subtracted those individual parts, 369 minus 100 was 269. 269 minus 60 got me to 209. 209 minus 10 got me down to 199. And 199 minus 5 got me down to 194. So number lines and place value are really helpful when you're working on subtraction because it does allow you to work with pieces of your whole at a time. You're not having to subtract the entire number all at the same time. You are able to do it by doing one small piece at a time until you finish. That's it for this lesson. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, take care and have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.